Um, this is gonna be the videos that I post about my parole agent, who has been not being a good parole agent. So I'm gonna finish the text messages I've had with him and post and put them online. Um, but before I do, I wanted you guys to look at this message right here. This is a message I put on Twitter about somebody who sent me a picture of two dudes having sex with each other, and he sent this message with that. This could be us, but you playing. On October 26th, I muted this dude, but I kept the text because I wanted people to see that there is someone or people who are trying to get me to have sex with them, and they're willing to send me text messages or naked pictures of dudes having sex on the internet via text message. Someone's saying that the person that could have been sending you that message on accident, but I say then he is thinking some other dude is not trying to have sex with gay guys, with gay men, and he's also telling that dude that you're playing with me. You're playing with me. If you were serious, you could be having sex with me if you would stop playing. So if he's either talking to me or another guy who refuses to have sex with him. So I just wanted to prove that that message was sent to me because somebody told me there are people in my apartment or using technology to tell me that people believe you took that picture on Twitter off the internet, and you took that picture on Twitter off the internet and just posted it. Took a screenshot picture off the internet and posted it. But no, it was somebody actually sent that to me on October 26th. But here's the messages I sent to my parole agent since I last posted the conversations I've had with him. So here are those messages. So I think this is it. On October 11th, I texted my parole agent and I asked him, you still have not answered my question. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. You still have not answered my questions about the community harassment and how that's interfering with my ability to get a relationship with a woman. Did you report that to your supervisor? What did they say? And I corrected that by saying A. So he said, "Hi John, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What is your question?" I just asked him that question. I asked him two questions. So I said, it's funny you just texted me as soon as I got to work because my parole agent liked to do that. He likes to let me inform me of in ways that he knows the right time to interfere with my employment. Well, with not employment, with life. So if there's a coincidence he can involve himself in, he likes to involve himself in that coincidence. So at this parole meeting on October 18th. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so on October 18th, my parole agent told me that he was not. He scheduled me for a parole meeting at a time that I was at work. And usually your parole agents are aware of what time you have to work because I just told him that I work from 12 to 7. So at this parole meeting, he rescheduled me for on the parole date at that afternoon. So a time I should be at work. He asked me if I was going to be he asked me to show up at the time that I would be at work, but I think he believed by the time I was at work, the next parole meeting, I wouldn't have a job. So that's what people are telling me. These people with this technology are telling me that your parole agent already believed that you would not have a job by the time you had your next parole date. So, and he was well aware that he was going, or the people there that you work with were going to do everything they could to make your job, to take your job from you if you refuse to have sex with gay people at work, in the community, or anywhere else. If you continue to refuse to have sex with gay people anywhere, your co-workers were going to do their best to get you fired, or to make you to either quit your job, get angry, or remove you even if you didn't do anything wrong. So, but with lies or with the truth. If they could use the truth to get you fired, they would do it. If they couldn't, they would use lies. So my parole agent was well aware of that, and he knew that if I still wasn't having sex with gay people by the time my next parole date, which he believed I wouldn't have sex with gay people in the next 30 days. So he knew, or he was telling me that you're probably going to be fired by your next parole date. So I'm going to schedule you during the time you would be at work, unless you tell me that you're going to be at work at that time, and I'll reschedule you for a different time. So I texted him and I said, "It's funny you just texted me as soon as I got to work. Did you report the gay community harassment I told you about to your supervisor? And did you mention how that's interfering with my ability to have a relationship with a woman?" And he said, "I have discussed your concerns and beliefs," stating that he firmly doesn't believe that anybody in the gay community is harassing me, which is not true. It's constant. There's many ways that they've harassed me over the years, and at different places while I'm in the community, and in different times that everywhere I go, if they catch me out, if they see me outside in public, and there's somebody that's gay, they know exactly what to do to harass me. They either say be gay or do some sexual harassment, some form of gay sexual harassment at some point to me anytime I'm in the public. So it's not a belief, it's a fact. This is actually happening. And with my supervisor, I don't understand the second part of this question. How is the harassment you're expressing keeping you from having a relationship with a woman? Now, he's playing really handicapped because he thinks that what I said has no relationship with what I was asking. So if you're being harassed by the gay community, it's likely that a girl will not want to have sex with you or be in a relationship with you because she's afraid that somebody in the gay community is going to do something bad to her like they've been doing to you your entire life. These people are harassing you, and no one's dumb enough to believe that's not happening. So no one would be dumb enough to be in a relationship with you because they're afraid the bad things that happen to you will happen to them. So I told him it's not a belief. Gay guys are constantly trying to get me to have sex with them by using sexual harassment, emasculating acts, and women feel afraid of dating someone who is being harassed by so many people because it's intimidating. You should be able to infer that those two questions are related. Has anyone you work with learned how to deal with this? He said, I said, you also have a hard time believing anything I tell you related to the gay community. Why do you call everything I tell you they are doing to me a belief while nothing else I tell you is hard to believe? Do you have someone in mind that you wish to date? He told me, but they don't want to date you because people are harassing you? I said, I never mentioned there was someone of interest that I wanted to date. I said I was being harassed by gay dudes, and women have difficulty dealing with men who want to have sex, have a difficulty dealing with men who want to have sex with their boyfriends, especially if those dudes are willing to hurt me and lie about it. Guys in the gay community will do bad things to me in public with her or when I'm at home with her because they want to have sex with me and believe I am gay. So people are afraid to step forward and admit, people are afraid to step forward and admit that because it would make them a target like I am. No, there isn't a woman I'm particularly interested in. Again, I'm asking, has your parole supervisor dealt with this? And then he asked me a really retarded question, a really handicapped question. He asked me, why have you not wanted a relationship in the last 5 years? And I told him, I never said I did not want a relationship in the last 5 years. What makes you think I have not wanted a relationship with someone this entire time? He said, I'm just asking questions. I'm not judging you and I'm not making assumptions. I'm just asking you questions to understand. So this is unbelievable. This is not something you would say to someone in response to all the things that they said to you. It's like his man is not trying to acknowledge anything I've said to him in these text messages. Someone who is being harassed in the community, is asking you that about the harassment in the community, that stopping him from having a relationship would of course mean that person the entire time would have liked to have a relationship with someone else. So asking me if I wanted a relationship for the last 5 years is not a good question to ask, because I'm telling you, or I'm complaining about not being able to have a relationship for the last 5 years because people are afraid that because I refuse to have sex with gay dudes, that they will do the bad things that have been happening to me, to the women. These women are afraid of that. And then I told him, what did your supervisor say? And some girl is talking to me right now and saying that if you weren't a rapist, or we believe you're a rapist. So, but I told her there are women who have sex with convicted sex offenders. There are sex offenders who have wives, children, and there are men who've never been convicted of sexual assault, but have committed that crime and still have wives and children. There are plenty of people, regardless of their history, who continue to have relationships with women. And I think she's describing a serial rapist. She's telling me right now in my ear that I'm a serial rapist, someone who rapes women for no reason, someone who has the ability to date any woman, several different women, and nevertheless still chooses to rape women instead of having sex with those women. So I think that's what this girl is talking to me about. She just said that to me. I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. I don't believe her a little bit. I don't believe anything she said. I'm not a serial rapist, and she's trying to use psychology, some type of psychology, like something people learned how to trick people into thinking, to get me to believe that I am a serial rapist. So I'm telling on her. I am trying to say what she just tried to do, and what she just tried to tell me what she just tried to say, or say who I was, or tell me who I was. So this woman believes that women aren't trying to be in a relationship with you because you are a serial rapist, someone who likes to rape women for no reason. Because that's the only thing I can understand. Like, why wouldn't a guy like me, or someone who's social, nice, cool, funny, tells jokes, likes to hang out with people, really likes people, likes to do a lot of different things, likes work, likes life, enjoys life sincerely, like really enjoys the best things in life, and just got a chance to do those things, well, is now trying to do those things. So that's hard to imagine that there are no women at all and anywhere in the world who wouldn't want to have sex with them. So I just told this girl that the type of person she's describing is a serial rapist. It can't be me, or it would be me if I was a serial rapist. So the type of person who likes all the things I said and also likes to rape women, and that women know that. Women know that exactly. Women know that that's the type of person he is. He's a person who likes all those things, and he likes to rape women for no reason. So that's who she just described. And if that's true, I'm supposed to be raping, or should have been sexually assaulting women by now. Like, lots of women, recklessly sexually assaulting women. That's what serial rapists do. They don't try to find consensual sex. They just rape women because they're serial rapists. And that's what they do. They don't wait. They don't think about it. They don't pause. They don't hesitate. So if that's the person she's describing me as, that type of person would have committed that crime by now and would not be caught. It takes a while to catch that person. Okay, so this battery is going out. Well, and I'm not that person. So this girl is lying to you. She's describing a person that I am not, and she's telling me women are afraid for a reason, for a reason that's not true. So I'm going to continue. So What did your supervisor say when you told her what I said about sexual harassment from the gay community? Or are you trying not to address this? I wouldn't know how to tell you I'm being harassed and that girls are afraid to be harassed in the same way unless I was experiencing it. She said that we will continue to monitor the situation as they come forward. Now, I never told you I didn't want a relationship, so it was a pointless question. And thanks for telling me finally that you have no means of helping. You should never have advised I was having a mental health problem to me. Thanks, though. You stated above that we should be asking you the questions of why you have not been in a relationship. Then I asked the question, you stated it was a pointless question. I find that it is very challenging on what is you need from the Department of Corrections. I said it was pointless to ask me if I wanted a relationship in the past 5 years with someone if I was complaining about not having a relationship with someone in the last 5 years. I am telling and asking if the Department of Corrections has dealt with this harassment of a parolee before. I just called police to report that I was being gang stalked by a police officer. There was 2 officers who was passed, he didn't respond to that. No, yeah, someone just told me to say that he did not respond to that. So you should really note that. I corrected him and he didn't respond, which usually happens. He ignores the points I'm trying to make to him. I just called the police to report that I was being gang stalked by a police officer. There was 2 officers who passed in behind me as I left work and returned to work to pick up my check. Another police officer passed in front of me at the same time, same location, and the 2 other officers passed by me when I left work again. So I called the police to report gang stalking. So he replied, you called the police to report that the police were gang stalking you? And I replied, it's funny, I just woke up. I just told you that. Police officers do stalk people around the country. It makes the news sometimes, and people tell on those officers. People report police officers doing bad things all the time. Are you questioning me because you think I shouldn't report police officers? He said, I'm asking you a question. Why is it whenever I ask you a question? Well, because this dude replied a retarded question. You know this. You can read this and tell. You called the police to report that the police were gang stalking you. It's like he couldn't believe I would do that. So I had to explain to him why I did that. So why is it whenever I ask you a question, you jump to conclusions? So he's trying to instigate an argument with me here by not allowing me to correct the things he did wrong. So no, it wasn't I said no, it wasn't a clarifying question. I just told you exactly what you asked me. If you ask a question of something someone just explained to you back to them, it's like what they said you don't believe, or it sounded illogical. So I explained why I made the logical decision to call police. That did not make sense to me. If the police were stalking you, call police to tell them. I'm not sure I understand what you're worried about. You think the police are harassing you, but then call the police to ask for help? I'm just trying to understand your train of thought. So I guess he's thinking all police officers are bad, or he wants me to believe that I believe all police officers are bad, but I don't believe that. This dude is trying to play psychological handicap games with me. So I'm trying to tell on him. So I was correct. You were having a difficulty believing me. So I told him not every cop is a bad cop. I told him sometimes police officers do things they are not supposed to do. So if you call the police, there's a good chance that the police officer there's a good chance the police officer who did something he or she wasn't supposed to do will be in trouble for it. And if nothing happens there, put it on social media. Tell the public. Unless you believe that all cops are the same, you should find one who will help you. So I believe that all cops aren't the same. I believe that there are police officers that do bad things, and I believe there are good police officers who do good things. So it's just the time. Well, they're bad cops at sometimes and that do bad things. You have to tell regardless, no matter what. If it's a police officer, if it's a firefighter, if it's your parent, it's your cousin, your sister, your brother. If someone does something bad to you, you need to tell regardless. I didn't say I didn't believe you. I think we're getting off the primary topic here. Why do you believe the cops are gang stalking you? I've already told you, so I started telling on YouTube. When I drove to work today, I seen an officer drive past me, make eye contact, and mouth the words, "You are still gay." When I looked in his window, I think bad police officers are trying to teach me, if you don't like seeing us or reading our lips, stop going to work or be gay, and we'll stop bothering you. So police were called, and he didn't respond to that. So he refused to respond to that. That's what happened. I showed him my Twitter, my YouTube post, and I learned what gang stalking was. So I kept getting harassed in the community, and I wanted to learn, and I wanted to find out what does that mean. So I Googled community harassment, and I learned that there's a thing called community harassment. They also call it gang stalking, where you target somebody, you do bad things to them, and you do a bunch of bad things to these people. And I've been dealing with this for like 4-5 years since I've been on probation, and it's gang stalking. It was community harassment the entire time. Police were called after co-worker touched my butt again. Police were called to report more stalking by police officers yesterday. He replied, "Thank you for letting me know. I just spoke to 2 police officers about stalking while I was at Subway. Someone just sent me porn with 2 men having sex with each other and told me this could be us, but you be playing. Is there anything you think I should do about this?" I texted him, and I texted him again, and I said, "You've never answered my question." Now I'm replying to, "Is there anything you think I should do about the guy who sent me, or the person who sent me porn of 2 men having sex with each other?" And I guess this is yeah. So this happened, and nothing happened came of it. The police told me it was an accidental touching, but the dude did it twice, so I really don't believe it was an accident. And I don't know. This parole agent is not trying to do his job, and he's pandering. He's been pandering to the community. So he's been doing his part to help the community in any way teach me to have sex with gay men. And I think that's what this probationary period has been, his job as my probation agent has been. So to try to convince me to have sex with gay men, and that's what my employers are doing. The people who choose to hire me have been doing that, trying their best to get me to have sex with gay people, and then to protect each other, to then find cover each other from any type of trouble that they could get in. So they're doing these things to try to get me to have sex with them, and then they protect themselves from me telling on them. So I'm still telling. I'm doing my best to tell, and I think my parole agent is doing his best to help anyone who is trying to get me to have sex with gay men. He is doing his best. He believes that I should not be working unless I am having sex with gay men. And that is his belief. That's what he's doing. I think he's working with my employer, the person I work for, to make sure that I'm treated or or the way I work, the people I work for, or everywhere I work, there is somebody who is teaching or trying to get this man to have sex with gay men. And if he does not have sex with gay men, I want you guys to do bad things to him. I don't want him to work. And if I can help you, I will. If he does something, let me know, and I will violate him. I will put him in jail for anything he does that I can do, that I can do to him. So get him angry, let him hit you, let him push you, let him touch you, let him do something to you physical that I can use to put him in jail. So do these bad things to people that people do at work, and try to get him to be that type of person that gets angry and does something bad at work. So do your part and help me so I can help you. And we'll make sure that this guy in any way turns out to be a man who has sex with other men. And that's my job. That's my job. This guy is purposefully not trying to help me. Not trying to help me when I ask him for advice or help or assistance. And if you were watching him the way I watch him, you would see that he's trying to. He has a really just a poor attitude. I don't know how to. I can't think of the way to describe it, but he has a poor attitude towards me in person. So that I get angry. I feel hostile towards him. So I feel argumentative and aggressive towards him. So that's what this dude has been doing, and that's what I believe he's doing in the back, behind the scenes. And I believe everybody is aware. Like, a lot of people are aware of this, and nobody who's supposed to stop this from happening is stopping it from happening. But I'm going to. I think the best thing for anyone to do in my position is to always make a way to tell someone. Make a way to tell someone. So my parole agent clearly is aware that he is in a position to get in trouble. He had the responsibility to inform me and to do the right thing several times. And I think he is well aware that there is a place for him to get in trouble. And he's threatening, he's talking to me right now, and he's threatening me. He's telling me that you could be violated or arrested for a crime that you committed after you got out of prison. I should arrest you for the crimes you committed when you got out of prison. That's what he just said. That's what my parole agent just said. I could arrest you for the crimes you did when you got out of prison. But it's never going to change anything. It's never going to change who you are and the decisions you made as a parole agent. So forever in history, on the internet, people will know who you are and what you decided to do as a parole agent. There is no danger to the community. I am not a danger to anyone. I am telling. That makes a difference. I'm not threatening. I'm not scaring anybody. I am telling. And just because people are telling on people in the gay community does not mean they are a threat to anyone. Not the gay, you call yourselves part of the gay nation. He's telling me they're a part of the gay nation and that I'm a threat to their country, their citizenship, their people, their living, their culture, everything about them. I'm a threat to that. So they're treating me like I'm a terrorist because I'm telling on them, and I refuse to have sex with gay people, and that means I can jeopardize their lives or something. But I'm just telling. It's not going to be violent. It's going to be criminal or with law enforcement. So I'm going to keep telling until some police department or some federal agency decides to do something about the technology that they put in my body and the sexual harassment and this organized agenda, this organized people, these groups of people who have been trying to get me to have sex with gay men my entire life. So I don't believe everyone's too dumb to know that you've been trying to do this, that you've been trying to get me to have sex with gay men. I don't believe people are too dumb to know that. I think people are scared. I think people are really afraid that there are really gay men who will hurt someone if they stop somebody from trying to get me to have sex with them, with the gay community. And people are scared. They're really, really scared. So they just wait to see what's going to happen. And I guess this is me telling on these people.